go out and collect the data, you may find it very, very hard. For example, you may want to do research on laser scanning because this is one of the hot topics today. But if you want to conduct research, either you need to find some construction company who is using laser scanning, or you need to find the laser scanner and perform some of the research by yourself, which although looks easy but on the paper, but once you conduct it, it would be very difficult. So whenever you pick the topic, you need to make sure that your research is doable. Also, picking your research topic, you can decide whether you want to work on job site or office-based problems, because that will define the route for your data collection. If you want to work on a job site problem, for example, job site issues or safety, it means that a lot of information will be collected from the construction sites. And you have to make sure that you have access to those construction sites. So for example, all those of you who are planning to visit construction sites in China and Europe, you need to contact those companies in advance and get the permissions, because a lot of times once you're visiting the construction sites in foreign countries, you need to go through a lot of paperwork. So if you're assuming that you will show up there and ask them to visit the construction site, in a lot of cases they will not allow you. So contact the company, complete all the paperwork, and make sure that what are the different gear or safety accessories you need to bring on the site. For example, you may need a hard hat and company may not provide you. So it means that you need to bring your own hard hat and so on. Second lesson, your topic should always be very narrow and specific. So for example, once you read about different articles, you may find out 8 or 10 issues. Based on the time available, you can't do research on all the issues. So I will suggest you to just pick 1 or 2 issues and focus your research on those topics. And let me provide you a couple of examples. Let's say you are doing research on productivity. So one research problem could be to investigate factors that can influence site productivity. Now, although this topic looks simple, but it is very, very broad, because there are a number of factors which can affect the productivity. It may be human-related factors, it may be equipment-related factors, it may be software-related factors, financial factors, and so on. So a good research topic would be that you pick one set of factors, for example, financial incentives, and just study their influence on site productivity. And even it is possible that you can further narrow it down, because right now we have not specified our target group. It may be workers, it may be site superintendents, it may be project managers. So you may further narrow it down and only study it on construction workers. And even within construction workers, you can narrow it down to, let's say, electrical workers or concrete workers and so on. That's another example. You are studying, let's say, the job satisfaction factors in the building industry. Again, this is very, very broad, because job satisfaction factors could be different for different target groups. So a good topic would be to study it for project managers working for small size firms. So here you can notice that we have narrowed down our scope. First of all, we are only studying it for project managers, and second, only for those managers who are working in the small size firms. And size of firms you can always define either in terms of revenues or in terms of number of employees. So basically, whenever you are going to pick the idea, as the videos discussed, that in the beginning you may have a lot of ideas. For example, you plan to do research on building information modeling. So that's a very broad topic. Building information modeling may be related to estimation. You may do research on scheduling issues. You may do research on energy modeling. It is also possible that you want to see that how construction owners are using building information modeling, how subcontractors are using, or how facility managers are using. So once you pick your topic, you need to narrow down your group. So maybe you can pick construction estimation. And to further narrow it down, you may see that how subcontractors are using BIM for estimation process. So that's the thought process you need to use. So we also call this process a funneling process, that in the beginning you may start up with number of ideas. So read the literature, talk with your professors, talk with industry people, and narrow down your ideas. And at the end, you will end up with only one or two research questions where you will do your research. Any questions so far? Now next thing is, whatever topic you are going to pick, always make sure that it enhances your knowledge and it adds value to your resume. Because research is something where you are trying to build your expertise. So for example, if you see yourself working as a BIM manager in the construction industry, then your research could be focused on BIM. If you see that you will be doing a lot of safety work, or you may be engaged in quality assurance or estimation, then do your research in those areas. So now once you are going to pick your research areas, I think it is very, very important that you also define your short and long-term career goals and try to align your research topics with your career goals. Because we do have a number of undergraduate and graduate students who pick excellent research topics, and based on their topics, they found the relevant jobs in the construction industry. Like in last fall, we had one girl, she was doing research on estimation problems in the construction industry, and basically she worked on a couple of projects which I think Folder Construction did at our Auburn University campus. And she conducted a lot of interviews with people in their estimation division, and at the end she secured a job in the estimation division of Folder Construction. And similarly, I had a number of graduate students who are interested in BIM. They did in-depth research on different aspects of BIM, and now they are working as BIM managers in different construction companies. Another thing, whatever topic you choose, it is very, very important that the related information is accessible. Because sometimes your topic could be very bright, very interesting, but relevant information may not be available. Like 2 or 3 years ago, one of my graduate students wanted to do research on the corruption in construction industry. Now that's a great topic. He wanted to see it, and particularly the construction companies who are working overseas, what kind of problems they are involved, whether they have to pay bribes in getting the bids or not. Now once he started research, he was not able to find any information, because no one wants to talk about corruption. No one wants to provide him any data. So again, the topic was excellent, but data was not easily accessible. And at the end, I remember that he sent his questionnaire survey to 400 construction managers, and he got only 6 or 7 responses. Another possible problem could be, which one of our students faced, safety issues in nuclear construction. Now again, it's a great topic, but a lot of times the sites could be restricted and you may not be able to collect any information. So think very deeply that what kind of data you are going to collect once you pick your topic. Also, your personal ability is very, very important. Because first of all, you must be deeply interested in that area, and second, you have expertise to accomplish it. For example, if you pick a research topic that involves a lot of mathematical modeling, you must have strong background in mathematics and calculus. Otherwise, it might be very hard for you to do that research. Similarly, if your research is related with building information modeling and you don't have any expertise in BIM software, that would be a very tough topic for you. Last thing, make sure that whatever topic you choose, you have the resources available. First of all, you must be able to accomplish it in the given time frame. Now for you, your time frame is more or less 6 months. You are going to start work on your proposal right now, and your final report will be due by end of July. So you have to base your